Hey there everybody, welcome back. Today I have hopefully a not too long video. I'm going to be doing a video and talking about my favorite perfumers. For this video I'm going to talk briefly about 4 perfumers that are pretty well represented in my wardrobe. There are other perfumers who are also well represented, but when I had a look at the people I wanted to be talking about in this video, there were certainly 4 that stood out, and just purely because of how much I love the perfumers that they created and that I have. So without further ado, I will start off with the one perfumer in this video who is retired, no longer is composing as far as I know. He handed over the reins at Guerlain several years back, and I'm talking about Jean-Paul Guerlain. The reason I've chosen him is because he's created some, from a masculine perfume viewpoint, some absolute classics, and I don't even have to mention Vetiver way back in 59, 60, and then he came out with Habit Rouge, which I've completely fallen in love with and have come to relatively late compared to a lot of other perfume lovers. My enduring love for Heritage EDT in this case, but also the beautiful Derby, the Guerlain Derby. Now this is the 2005 edition. He was responsible for the original Derby in 1985. For me, I've chosen Jean-Paul because these 3 in particular, in terms of my collection, are absolute classic men's scents. They've stood the test of time, particularly Habit Rouge. Heritage is a classic in its own right, and Derby is right up there as well. Derby or Derby? I say Derby. So Jean-Paul Guerlain is my first perfumer in this list. All right, so the next person I want to talk about here is someone who has done the vast majority of work at one house, enduring classic collaboration now with Serge Lutens, and I'm talking about Christopher Sheldrake. Most of his work is with Serge. I've got 3 here, 3 loves from this house: Ombre Sultan, Serge Noir, and Vetiver Oriental. The thing with Sheldrake is that my nose is not attuned enough to actually recognize a Christopher Sheldrake style or DNA. With Serge Lutens, what I find great about him is that he has been able to produce so many excellent to great fragrances with this house, and they all are different and varied. And Serge Lutens is one of the houses I recommend to people who are wanting to get into niche, because it seems like to me that you could find almost something for everybody's taste in this house, and he's able to produce it from, for me, the reference Amber Oriental in Ombre Sultan, something as unusual as, you know, the very spicy, smoky Serge Noir, and then Vetiver with a twist, Vetiver Oriental, not to mention all the other great ones that I still want to buy bottles of, or ones I haven't even tried. But you know, there are legendary things like Musk's Kublai Khan and Iris Silver Mist, Fumery Turk, there is La Mer. All of these perfumes are so well known in perfume circles, and he's responsible for all of them. Not to mention, he's also collaborated on a couple of Chanel Les Exclusives, really very popular ones in Sycamore and Coromandel as well. So the next perfumer in this video that I will be talking about is Bertrand Duchaufour. Now, he was one of the first perfumers I became aware of when I was starting to get into this hobby, and mainly because the first perfume that brought him to my attention was Timbuktu by L'Artisan Parfumeur, and he has done a lot of work for L'Artisan. In fact, he was almost, close enough to being a house perfumer for them for a while. He's done Timbuktu, Zonka, to name a few, Zonka, Noir Exquise, Al Oud, several others that I can't think of off the top of my head as well. He has, for me, if he brings out something new, and particularly if it involves the notes of incense, any type of incense really, I'm interested in smelling it. He composed Avignon for Comme des Garçons, which is still my favorite frankincense fragrance. But then he can produce things like the modern classic Fougère sartorial for Penhaligon's. So he does a lot of work for different houses. He's basically a freelance perfumer, and he's created some masterpieces. And the last perfumer I'm going to talk about in this video is an indie perfumer. She does only perfumes for her own independent label and house, and is self-taught as well. And I'm talking about, obviously, Francesca Bianchi. I've got 3 of her bottles here. I've also got Lover's Tale, but I've got the Black Knight, Etruscan Water, and Under My Skin. And I guess the reason I've chosen her is because she's very well represented in my wardrobe, and a couple of these are absolute loves. Etruscan Water and Under My Skin are in my top 10 perfumes in my wardrobe. And I love that she has an immediate recognizable DNA. I love the way she uses the materials of orris root and animalic raw ingredients in her perfumes. And yes, she's recognizable, but she can produce things as varied as Under My Skin, the aquatic Chypre Etruscan Water, and then this gorgeous smoky vetiver dark leather in the Black Knight. So I again want to always smell anything new that she releases. And I don't love some of the fragrances in the line, but the ones that I do connect with, I absolutely fall in love with. And there are lots of other fans of Francesca Bianchi as well. So there you go. There's my 4 favorite perfumers at the moment, because of how much I love the perfumes that I own in my wardrobe that they were responsible for. And for me, they are first and foremost artists that produce pieces of work that connect with you on an on multiple levels, on an intellectual level, emotional level, psychological level, and in some cases on a very visceral level as well. And it's good that they get recognized, as often as possible. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed finding out about my favorite perfumers, and I would like to know about some of your favorite perfumers in the comments below on this video. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.